hints. That was her way of getting hints of Swami's presence. Swami has his own ways to reach out to people. Siddharth bhaiya is here. Sairam bhaiya, nice to see you. And this time I am
Sairam,
speaking.
Sairam.
Sorry, कुछ गलती हो गई है तो, because I normally don't understand the protocols. Um, but yes, I will try and behave as much as I can while I'm speaking about Swami. Continuing, so Swami has I was saying that Swami has his own ways of reaching out to his devotees, and actually everyone, even if someone is not a devotee. And Amir Bengali, one of my writer friends, he's here. He is one of the one of the people who happens to be a Muslim, but Swami had his own way of reaching out to him. That's Amir, and now he's very much inclined, and he has his own I would like to request that someday please have a talk by Amir also, because he has a lot to share, being a non-devotee too, now getting into a zone where he started believing that yes, this power exists, and it has helped him, the entire team, to another level. So thanks, Amir, for joining. And Rishabh is here. He happens to be, and Rishabh is also one of my friends who happens to be one of the richest people in Indore, and still he keeps his guard so down, so humble. So thanks for Rishabh for being here.
देखो गायब हो गए.
That's okay. Anyway, coming to the topic. So now the thing is that Swami's presence is always normally felt by devotees. For me, it has always been dreams, and the dreams, Swami gave me a power of of remembering all of them. Like I still remember everyone in my family would get dreams, but आधे वो भूल जाते थे. But या तो कुछ नहीं याद रहता था, and I would wake up with narrations. I would wake up with dialogues, with interactions, and I would tell each and every dialogue. And the best thing is that I remember most of them. So I still remember one of my cousins. They're like, "यार स्वामी, तेरे भाई को इतना भाव देते, तेरे को नहीं देते." मैं बोला, स्वामी मेरे को ड्रीम में भाव दे देते, वो रियल में उसको देते, मुझे ड्रीम में मेरा कोटा उधर सेटल हो जाता है. सो दैट वाज माय वे ऑफ डिफेंडिंग माई सेल्फ. However, I would like to start with making, as far as Swami's presence is concerned, how he made me and my entire family throughout all these years, actually. So I'm pretty sure that my mom has been, like, we all know Arushi Pandit. She used to be, one hell of a character in terms of her strength, her mind, her heart, and of course she was Swami's favorite in many ways, and hum sabki favorite thi. So she had this specific heart problem which she was going through since so many years. And I remember growing up, I would return back from my school or tuitions or fair, jahan se bhi aata tha, I remember entering the house with a peculiar smell of balm. Okay. uh, Balm, tiger balm, because I know that is being used by my mom. And मुझे दो चार भजन हैं, सुख हरता दुख हरता जय 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 गणराय. मुझे नफरत है इस भजन से, because my mom would hear these bhajans when she was unwell most of the time. So whenever I hear a couple of bhajans, it reminds me of those days. However, I have kind of slowly worked on myself and tried to get over all, you know, that particular thing also, because Swami is like, come on, go deep, go be more than just superficial. So, with the help of, mom, dad, brother, I kind of try to go deeper. However, once what happened, सब जानते थे कि यार आशुतोष अपने लिए कुछ ना कुछ तो कर ही लेगा, ठीक है. He was this genius child who was growing up. He was, better at almost everything. He still is better at almost everything. But ये छोटा वाला, ये नास्तिक हो रहा है, इसका पता नहीं क्या होगा, इस पे ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. And वो अभी भी देना पड़ रहा है, वो अलग बात है. But the thing is that how my parents, especially my mom, kind of, she was like, चल ठीक है, इसका मेरे को उतना टेंशन नहीं है, was after one particular dream that she saw, where Swami made it very clear that for this, people, you'll have to see me, because I'll have to enact it. um, Swami made it very clear ki, chill, relax, don't worry. So this dream goes like something like this, that my mom is talking to Swami, and I'm trying to disturb. I'm jumping beach mein, left to right to left. So my mom is trying to look at Swami, and मैं मस्ती कर रहा हूँ, बीच में से आ रहा हूँ, जा रहा हूँ. And Swami is also trying to look at my mom, and he's trying to talk. And suddenly Swami holds my hand. and takes it like this, ऐसा अपने arms में ऐसा पकड़ लेते हैं, and she like, yeah, now talk, and he smiles at my mom. So my mom is like, okay, and she got up with that dream. She's like, listen, you know what, स्वामी ने तेरे को पकड़ लिया, अभी मेरे को कोई टेंशन नहीं. That's what my mom said. So this particular dream was so visually animated that I very clearly remember this dream, and this stayed with me for the longest, and I'm sure unless मुझे अल्जाइमर ना हो जाए, मेरे साथ ही रहेगा ये लाइफ में ये ड्रीम, because I'm स्वामी के हाथ में. Coming to my experiences, this was my mom's experience, but I had to start with this.
This dream is very much believable. You can jump around.
I know. I do jump around. I try my best. Like Munir auntie's like, why did you join study circles? I'm like, auntie, sorry, I'm working here, I was shooting there. But then it's all about priorities, right? It's like I mean, I've been told that, आना है तो तू कैसे भी आ सकता है, and I do try. Trust me, I do try. But I want to become a lot more like all of you, because I know आप लोग मेरे से बहुत ज़्यादा busy हैं. Still you all make it, but I fail to. But I will try my best. And since this is not about me as a person, it is about Swami and his presence, I'll continue. This was very cool. This particular, so like I mentioned about Swami's, my mom's health problems. So for around 10 to 12 years, me, my brother, Papa, my grandfather, my Nana, all of us, we just kept asking Swami in real and in dreams. I still remember abhi bhi ki bhaiya aur mujhe jab bhi dream aata tha, the only agenda used to be Swami mother's health, Swami's mother's health, Swami mother's health. And then जब मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा बड़ा होने लगा तो मेरा करियर भी दिमाग में आने लगा. तो पहला क्वेश्चन होता था Swami mummy's health. Second is Swami, I want to be a cricketer because my father was a cricketer. And of course, I was growing up to be Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly fan, so I wanted to be one of them. I will come to that later. So once what happened, and Swami's reaction would be, once what happened, he told one of the devotees, Swami, Arushi, she's got this heart problem. Swami's like, no heart problem, only gastric problem. And Swami would dodge these kind of things, and she's roaming around with this big heart, and we all know the intensity of my mom's problem. And Swami like, no, it's just gastric problem. को भाव नहीं दिया उन्होंने, ठीक है, ऐसा dodge कर दिया. Dream में कोई जवाब नहीं मिलता था. He would just dodge the question and always move on. And Swami ने मम्मा को बोला था, no operation for the longest. After 10 years or 14, 15 years of dreams and same questions again and again, one fine day, one fine night, एक ड्रीम आया और मेरे को पता था वो फिर डॉज करेंगे. मैंने पूछा, स्वामी, my mother's health, she's unwell, when will she be fine? And guess what? He responded, he said 4 months. तो मैं बोला, वे एक मिनट बॉस, मतलब 1 मिनट, 4 months कौन सा, मतलब ऐसा फीवर चल रहा अभी वो चला जाएगा, नहीं, प्रॉपर हार्ट वाला. तो स्वामी लाइक, या हार्ट वाला. मैंने नहीं स्वामी, आप घुमाते हो, यू ट्विस्ट वर्ड्स, आई नो देयर आर लेयर्स व्हेन यू टॉक. So I told him, Swami, 1 minute. No, it cannot be fever. It cannot be, she's getting these heat boils. She's getting this liver pain. She's getting this kidney problem. She's having multiple issues. No. Proper, like complete fine. And he was like, yeah, complete fine. Man, should I celebrate? We were like, yeah, you can celebrate. I got up. Okay? I got up and I went to Papa, Mama. Yeah, man, you know what? You're going to be fine in 4 months. And पूरी फैमिली, पूरे फ्रेंड सर्कल सब गिव अप कर चुके थे कि अरुषि का जन्म हुआ है अपने कर्मास काटने के लिए. भृगु संहिता में लिखा है ये उसका आखिरी जन्म है और ये ऐसे ही निकल लेगी. ठीक है, सब मान के बैठे थे. तो मेरे ड्रीम को भी किसी ने, सबने स्माइल किया, खुशी जताई, लेकिन कुछ खास रिस्पॉन्स मिला नहीं मुझे उस ड्रीम को लेके. सो व्हाट हैपेंड इज 2 months from my dream, okay, Bhaiya was in Puttaparthi, like Swami had planted him there as a student so that he can show his Leela. He was there, hall mein baitha tha, and Swami called him and created a chain and told him, give it to your mom. And my brother was like, Swami, she has a problem. Of course, he'll narrate the incident in detail, but in short, Swami said, get her operated. Now, this was a bomb. मतलब स्वामी saying get Arushi Pandit operated, मतलब ये हम सोच के बैठे थे कि 14 साल में नहीं हुआ, ये कभी नहीं होगा. And it was the biggest news of the entire family. कभी कभी तो ये लगता था कि it was the biggest news for Bombay Samiti कि अरुषि पंडित को स्वामी ने बोला go operate. It's unbelievable because she would always limp. She would be on a wheelchair. We would lift her up to take her to Dharmakshetra, come back, what not. And Swami said, go for the operation. Now we could have fixed the operation that very month. So many big directors are there. Doctors are there. So many multiple people. But Papa, my dad, I don't know if how many of you all know my father. He being he was like, no, we'll go with the best. बट वो बंदा डेट दे रहा था 2 महीने बाद का. पापा वाज लाइक, स्वामी ने 14 साल 16 साल जितने भी साल निकाले, ये 2 महीने में कुछ नहीं होएगा, वील गो विद द बेस्ट. एंड जो डेट आई वो 2 महीने बाद की आई. नाउ यू कैलकुलेट, फ्रॉम माई ड्रीम टू mama's operation is exactly 4 months. And Swami said 4 months she'll be completely fine. And I kept telling my mom, dad, each and every person in the family, I told you guys Swami said 4 months. I'm telling you, it's happening, it's happening. Like I just kept, because I wanted to feel bloody relevant when it comes to Swami, because I was that, ye theek hai, ye actor banega. Bachpan pata nahi, they would say the acting karega, but I can probably do some maskeri here and there, but I can't act to save my life. But yeah, I always wanted to be a director after a point of time. But yeah, बट फिल्म वालों को उतना सीरियस नहीं लेते. मेरे घर पे भी ऐसा ही कुछ है, मेरे को सीरियसली नहीं लेते थे. बट ये ड्रीम वाज सो ऑन पॉइंट. इट वाज लाइक, स्वामी, आई लाइक, क्या बात है, मतलब फाइनली आई हैव अ ड्रीम which has a closure. I have a dream which has a closure. Now that made all the sense. And yes, this marked the beginning of of multiple instances of this fact that how Swami showed that his presence is there, and he directly reaches out to his devotees when he has to. I will, without wasting time, I will just continue that. After my mom's this thing was sorted, my very next question was about my career, because like, ठीक है, mom का तो अभी ऑपरेशन was sorted, अभी मैं अपने पे ध्यान देता, ठीक है, मेरे को देखना है, अभी मेरे को स्वामी. अच्छा, one more thing, कम से कम 10-15 साल स्वामी रियल में भी, ड्रीम्स में भी, he just kept ignoring my question. Swami, I want to become a cricketer. I was a dropout from school so that I can play cricket. Okay. In the 9th standard, my dad was like, because I would play well. Okay. So, okay, no, I word नहीं use कर सकते ना यहाँ पे. Swami made me good enough so that I could play well. So, now what happened? Okay, sorry for that, bhaiya, but I just thought it'll be funny. So I said this. So now what happened? I started asking Swami. Now my next agenda was that, Swami, I want to become a cricketer. But what happened after, in my mom's um, operation theater, after she came back to the ward, I was given a duty to stay with her. And my Masi, she would come with her kid, a newborn kid, with toys. एंड मुझे दिया गया था एक फोन ताकि मैं कोऑर्डिनेट कर सकूं सबके साथ. फोन में था कैमरा. नाउ आई एम नॉट अटेंडिंग माय प्रैक्टिसेस, आई एम नॉट अटेंडिंग माय मैचेस, आई एम नॉट अटेंडिंग एनीथिंग. ऑल आई एम डूइंग इज डूइंग ड्यूटी एट माय मॉम्स ward with her all the time. And when she's sleeping, all that I would do is just take my phone, and because since it had a camera, it was like a toy to me. I would just record each and every toy in a way as if it's not a toy but it's real. Like, for example, I had a airplane, that toy, so I would just keep it at the window and shoot it as if it's real. So I took multiple shots and I just showed it to my Masi. See, this is what I did with the toys. She was so happy that she kind of inserted this thought in me, that she was like, why didn't you try filmmaking? तब तो आईपीएल भी नहीं था. शी लाइक, यार 11 लोग खेलेंगे क्रिकेट, हाउ मेनी पीपल विल मेक इट इवेंचुअली, रणजी ट्रॉफी में कुछ कमाने होता नहीं है. व्हाई डोंट यू ट्राई फिल्म मेकिंग? यू हैव दिस थिंग, बिकॉज़ आई हैव सीन सम 10 to 15 शॉट्स, दे आर ब्लडी क्रिएटिव. आई वाज लाइक, ओके, कूल. And then I was like, okay, let me try. And that gave me enough pump. And she gave me 1,000 rupees, and then I created an entire city. I got multiple toys. I got this Diwali ka pataka, jisme blast karte the to full, and I shot all that with my phone. And then wahan se I was like, I never looked back, as if I have got an Oscar already. When I say never look back, I mean to something else. I'm pursuing and trying to be, to achieve excellence in my career. Now, कुछ भी हमने डिसीजन जो इतना बड़ा लिया, वो कभी नहीं लिया विदाउट आस्किंग स्वामी. सो आई वुड कीप आस्किंग स्वामी अबाउट क्रिकेट, बट कुछ नहीं हुआ. Then came Swami once. One fine night, he comes in my dream, and this time I don't ask him about my cricket career. This time I ask him, and I, being a huge, unbelievable level wala Shah Rukh Khan fan, My Name is Khan had just recently released. Sorry, was about to release in couple of days. Okay, so Swami comes in my dream, and Swami knows my craze for Shah Rukh Khan. I tell Swami, I want to be a filmmaker. It has nothing to do with Shah Rukh Khan because I never dreamt of directing him because he's too bloody big, and I don't want to know the details of him, the real him, so that the stardom in my head, you know, is sustained. So I told Swami that I want to be a filmmaker. Now, finally, this time he doesn't say anything. He just holds my hand. He starts walking. Now, in this particular dream, he held my hand and he's walking to a certain direction. There comes a point where there is a slight slope, which is kind of a mountain. Okay. And he is pulling me, pulling me, pulling me, pulling me, pulling me, pulling me. And after a point, he's tired and he looks at me. He says, Now you pull me. I said, Swami, I'll pull you. He said, Now you pull me. I said, Okay, Swami. Then I pulled him. So I was pulling him and he's like this, he's like this. So I'm pulling Swami, मैं उनको ऊपर लेके जा रहा हूँ, लेके जा रहा हूँ, लेके जा रहा हूँ, जाते जाते finally we reach at the top. और वहां से पूरी city दिख रही है. And then I tell Swami, Swami, My Name is Khan release हुआ है. So he's like, okay, wait. Cut to, he takes me inside. Sorry, someone is talking.
Your dad.
No, he's on mute. Okay, anyway. So I told Swami, My Name is Khan. So Swami, what he does is he takes me inside a theater. Before the slope, he takes me inside a theater and I see My Name is Khan there. Okay. I see the entire film in my dream. I come out and then he takes me to the slope. And by the way, when I enter the cinema hall, I tell Swami, come, we'll watch it together. He's like, no, I'm out, you go. So no, Swami, come. We'll watch it together. I can't watch it alone. It's too boring to see a film alone. No, I'm here. You go. I went inside, saw the film. I came out. Swami was standing out. He takes me to the slope. वो मेरे को ऊपर top पे लेके जाते हैं. And then he makes a line on my forehead like this. ऐसा पूरा line start to end बनाते हैं. तो मैं बोलता हूँ बाबा बाबा बाबा. मैं बोलता हूँ भाई भाई भाई. मतलब मैं I was like, is this it? मैंने बोला Swami filmmaking. He's like, go for it. And I'm like, bang! मैंने बोला इसकी मैं कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं जिंदगी में. मैं उठा and I told this to my mom, dad. मैं बोला स्वामी ने 15-20 साल में पहली बार एक नॉर्मल नहीं ओवर ड्रामेटिक जवाब दिया है कि भाई तू कर जाके. So I was so happy that I got direct answer. And this particular incident, उसके बाद मेरी कुंडली दिखाई तो जितने भी पंडित एस्ट्रोलॉजर मिले उन्होंने बोला सर इससे ज्यादा ये कुछ कर भी नहीं पाता. ये they were like he was meant for this. There is nothing more that he can do. This is all that and he'll get success. अब वो success कभी आएगा पता नहीं, but yeah, this is what Swami is sent me. तो कुछ ना कुछ होएगा, I'm sure. जब होएगा तब ये recording तब viral कर देंगे, ठीक है? Now, sticking to the point, Swami is present. So every point of time he would just keep us busy by just so कैसा होता है ना, स्वामी का ड्रीम नहीं आया बहुत दिन से, प्रॉब्लम है तो he's keeping us busy in anticipation कि ड्रीम आएगा. नहीं आया, सब छूट गए, ड्रीम आया. Now he's keeping us busy by discussing about those dreams. ठीक है? Because a lot of times dreams come with hints. Now you're living with those hints for the longest time, which means you are remembering Swami. This is how he keeps his devotees in touch with him. Because you are decoding those dreams. Thankfully मुझे decode करने वाले dreams कभी नहीं आए. शायद उनको पता था इसका दिमाग इसके भाई जितना स्ट्रांग है, डायरेक्ट बताना पड़ेगा, तो वो मेरे को हमेशा डायरेक्ट बताते थे. He never gave me hints, इधर उधर की बातें नहीं, straight. One of which I mean इतना straight कि I was like शादी हो रही मेरी. So I dated my wife for 9 years, okay, because I just thought I'll be, because I mean we were of course inspired by Nimish uncle, Kamla auntie, Gauri didi, all these people. I was like, these are my heroes. I want to do a love marriage. And of course my mom, dad, even they had a crazy love marriage. I was like, come on, I need to find the love of my life. And when I found, I dated for 9 years, 9 bloody years, and I got married to her. And recently I became a father to a very cute daughter. Her name is Diva. Coming to the point, now I was like, Swami, now he's physically not there, but he has to give some hint at least कि यार दिस इज गुड फॉर मी, दिस मैरिज इज फाइन, दिस गर्ल इज फाइन, जबकि मेरे अंदर के कॉन्शियंस ने बोला लड़की ठीक है, तो सौमी ने बोल दिया ओके, सो आई नो दैट। बट एक होता है ना हमारे अंदर एक डिजायर होता है कि सौमी थोड़ा कुछ डायरेक्ट बोल दो ना, यू नो दैट काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग। सो सो आई once again Swami at his best in my dream. I see um, I see my brother in the Kulwant hall, and they're like, Swami is calling. Now suddenly I'm like, my wife Chesa is also here in this hall. I start running around to find, because I don't want to enter without her. And I'm trying to find her. मैं बाहर जाता हूँ, इधर जाता हूँ, उधर जाता हूँ, and she's not to be seen. And I'm like, what do I do? It was like a deja vu, which happened with me in real long back. So I ran in again, only to see कि जहाँ you'll remember जहाँ स्वामी बैठते थे कुलवंत हॉल में, उसके सामने एक white कलर का पट्टी होता है जिसपे we would perform. Like I performed in front of Swami for 10 years in Ashadi Ekadashi. So वो पट्टी पे I see my family, my entire family, my extended family who are not even the devotees sitting there. I'm like, what are these people doing here? एंड पूरे 1,500-2,000 लोग जो उधर बैठे वो सब देख रहे हैं मेरे फैमिली को उधर बैठे हुए। नाउ आई स्टार्ट वॉकिंग, आई स्टार्ट गोइंग क्लोज क्लोज, मतलब हो क्या रहा है इधर। मैं देखा दे आर सराउंडेड एंड स्वामी इज इन बिटवीन, स्वामी बीच में एंड स्वामी सराउंडेड बाय माय फैमिली। मैं बोला ये हो क्या रहा है। एंड देन आई रन इन, मैं देखता स्वामी को मेरी मॉम, मेरे डैड, मेरे मैरिज का जो इनविटेशन कार्ड है वो दिखा रहे। एंड स्वामी इज लुकिंग एट द कार्ड्स, इज लुकिंग एट द कार्ड्स, एक एक करके देख रहे, एक एक करके देख रहे, एक करके देख रहे, ऐसा ऐसा करके देख रहे। एंड देन ही सेज वेरी नाइस, एंड देन सडनली आई रिमूव अ फोटो, से स्वामी दिस इज द गर्ल, व्हाट डू यू से, लाइक वेरी नाइस। एंड देन he takes all the invitation cards and gives it to my mom and keeps one invitation card with himself. I know he was there in my wedding, and the dream ends. And I was like, भाई साहब, मतलब बाबा मतलब कमाल करते हैं, मतलब। और आपको पता है ये ड्रीम के कुछ 2 साल तक स्वामी ने कोई ड्रीम नहीं दिया था मेरे को। बहुत ही क्रेजी था। एंड इनफैक्ट once I married, once I got married, there was a point, by the way, my mom was always worried about my health, because as far as the discipline is concerned, I'm the one who is, see Munira auntie is laughing. I'm the one, and considering my work, it can go late, late night, and then we kind of uh, start late in the morning. So yeah, my father being a disciplined, the fittest guy around, and my mom being so spiritual. So my dad's reason to keep me fit is to be fit, so that you live long. My mom's reason to keep me fit is so that I can easily achieve what Swami wants us to achieve. So दोनों का बहुत कमाल का blend था, ठीक है। वो अलग बात है कि मैं अभी तक वो कर नहीं पाया, हम कोशिश करेंगे बहुत सून। हाँ। Anyway, so so what happened is Swami gives me a dream and he tells me क्या नाम है। तो मैंने बोला नेम, मैंने बोला स्वामी दिव्यांश। ही सेज आई नो। एंड मैं मन में सोच रहा हूँ आप पूछा क्यों फिर आई वाज लाइक ठीक है यार, भगवान ने कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, इट्स ओके। एंड देन ही सेज वेयर इज योर वाइफ। आई सेज स्वामी शी इज गॉट हर्ट इन हर लेग। एंड ही सेज आई नो, व्हाई डोंट यू ट्रीट हर। एंड शी एक्चुअली हैड hurt herself playing football with us. And Swami's like, why don't you treat her? And then I remember Bhaiya asking during mom, in real, not in dream, Swami, should my mom get operated in Puttaparthi or Bombay? So Swami like Bombay. I was like, okay. So I asked the same thing because I remember my brother asking, because he's in my mind all the time because he's not with me. Sadly, he's like Shah Rukh Khan from Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, and I'm like Hrithik Roshan from Kabhi Khushi. भैया वापस आ जाओ, and he's like ठीक है, आएगा आएगा भैया, आएगा एक दिन. But anyway, the Zoom and video calls have made it very easy now. Coming to the topic, I asked him, Swami, should I treat her in Puttaparthi or Bombay? He's like, if you are in Parthi, treat in Parthi. If you are in Bombay, treat in Bombay. And Swami, right now I'm in Parthi. What do I do? Then go treat. I was like, Swami, लेकिन इतने इतने उसमें लिस्ट है, मतलब will they entertain me? Should I take your name? Swami was like, no, 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 don't take my name. Just go like that. They will. I'm like, Swami, come on, yaar. I can use your name. You told me to go there. And I can say Swami told me. He's like, no, no, don't use my name. You just go there. मैंने बोला ठीक है कर लेंगे. करते करते चेष्टा comes in. Chesta comes in, and then Swami tells me, drink Vibhuti water every day. Because if you don't drink Vibhuti water every day, you will live only for 2 years. मैंने बोला 2 years? मैंने अभी तो बच्चे भी नहीं हुए, क्या बात कर रहे हो? So he's like 2 years. मैंने Swami, if I drink Vibhuti water every day, then how many years? He did this. So अभी ये बहुत हो सकता है, ये 10 हो सकता है, ये कुछ भी हो सकता है. I don't know. But Swami bola vibhuti pani matlab vibhuti pani. So next day I got up, I started having vibhuti pani. Now it's kind of tough, right? When you are not wanting to drink one entire glass of water, if someone, one of my house help or chesta or one of us will come and kush, that's your vibhuti water. Now I have to drink that full. To gulp down one entire glass of water is a task, right? When you don't want to. So I told, listen, vibhuti pani अंदर जाना चाहिए. तो स्वामी बोले vibhuti pani. Give me half glass और उसमें विभूति डाल के दे दो. Now I had an argument with my wife. चलो अभी वाइफ निकलना चालू किया, नहीं तो गर्लफ्रेंड ही निकलता था. So I started talking to my wife that listen, water and vibhuti is all that Swami said. Swami never said full glass of water. And she said, listen, water and vibhuti साथ में is a reason. Mama gave us it. We all know why water and vibhuti together. You should have full glass. I said, you have no logic. If you give me a proper logic, I'll agree to it. But no, I was like, no. मैं इतना कभी भी नहीं पी सकता एक पूरा ग्लास पानी, ठीक है. Next night I get a dream. Now this time I'm standing with my best friend, my childhood friend Ishwinder Singh Sethi. He's like tall. Okay. Swami is in front of me in Sai Kulwant Hall, and Swami is like, dude, what's your height? So, and he's very tall. And he said, Swami, this is my height. And Swami looks at me. He says, you both are same age? Ishwinder says, yes, Babaji, both same age. He's not a devotee, but he's there somehow. So Swami is like, was he always this short? Yeah, y'all grew up like this? So he said, yes, Swami, Babaji, लेकिन at particular point he shot up. तो ये मेरे अभी कान तक आ गया, पहले मेरे शोल्डर तक आता था. कुछ भी फालतू बातें चल रही है, कुछ मतलब नहीं है सबका. And suddenly Swami slides in. Swami slides in this topic, and he tells Ishwinder, can you get me a glass of water? So he says, okay. And Swami creates विभूति और वो मेरे ऐसा पीठ में डाल के पूरा मेरे बैक में ऐसा रब करता, पूरा ऐसा 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 करके पूरा रब करता. Now by the time he comes, by the time he's done, Ishwinder comes back with a glass of water. Now Swami is looking at Ishwinder, and if this is me, he's looking at Ishwinder and he's about to drink. He's like, what are you doing, Papaji? What, bro? So Swami says, bro, okay. What are you doing, bro? When you give glass of water, never give half glass. Give full glass of water. He looks at me. He looks at again. Can you bring again? मैं बोला भाई साहब साला सुबह उठूंगा और मेरे को ताने मिलेंगे घर पे. मैं सुबह उठा, I told this dream to Chesta. I was like, listen, I don't mind losing to you, but प्लीज इसका प्रचार मत करना, नहीं तो कुछ दिन तक तो मत करना. तो पीपल लाइक देखा, listen to her हो जाएगा. But then I realized, because even I am evolving with time, I just thought कि I should only be, saying out this story, because learning from my Mausa ji and my grandfather that जितना credit अपने partner को दो उतना अच्छा. So not out of the sarcasm that लड़कियां हैं, not because of that, but they genuinely are 90% of the times, 9 out of 10 times right, at least a lot more than us. So yes, this was one of the very, very, very interesting episodes that Swami showed his presence directly, amne samne. In fact, I'm sure Bhaiya must have also told you all about a story where he told me in my dream कि he's telling my brother कि he creates a chocolate and tells him to chew, and my brother is like chewing. Swami, now I drink. No, chew more. So he's chewing. He's like, no, chew more. He's chewing. Swami, it's water now. No, chew. And then he says, you don't eat water, you don't eat food, you drink food. Now I told this to him, and then my bhabi, his wife, told me that, Kush, you know what? He doesn't chew at all. I said, see, अब स्वामी नहीं हूँ, मुझे ड्रीम याद रहेगा तो उन्होंने मेरे थ्रू तेरे को बता दिया. It's not that कि तेरे को भी आके बता सकते थे. But before भैया comes in, I want to also say one more thing, that मैंने 4-5 ड्रीम्स और स्वामी के प्रेजेंस की स्टोरीज तो बताई हैं, but my brother was very clear about this fact कि let others talk once you are done with couple of dreams. So I am holding myself. मैं इस समय म्यूट कर रहा हूँ. Sorry if I have broken any kind of protocol already. Bhaiya, you can please come in and let others speak.
I was just going to add कि वो जो dream क्या Kush was just Divyansh was talking about, no, the chewing thing. So Siddharth and others who have been there, from the beginning will remember we had study circles in the initial days and we were talking about chewing food and we were digesting. It was exactly at that time, and I had even referred to this dream at that time. So it is exactly from that same time. And Swami was indirectly also talking to a study circle through Divyansh.
I actually missed out on a very interesting fact when Swami took me to that mountain after me watching My Name Is Khan. When I actually went and saw the film in real, not in dream this time, there were 2 scenes that I had already seen in my dream. So it was a very surreal experience for me. ये तो मैं देख चुका हूँ dream में. It was a very, very, very crazy experience for me. Like for a kid at that time, it would have been scary, but for us it was not, because we know it's Swami's Leela.
I was waiting for this part to come. मैं बोलने वाला था उस वक्त कि ये वाला part बता. This was crazy.
Yeah, it was very, very. It was actually amazing. Sorry, bhaiya. Now you would want to come.
No, it's actually, and Kush being a director and producer, he is such a wonderful storyteller that you feel like going on listening. But yeah, if in case anybody has any sort of midway comments or any similar experiences that you remembered when Divyansh was speaking, I'll give it a 20-30 second pause to see if anybody has anything to share. Otherwise, Kush, you can continue. And any thoughts, any comments, anybody?
Ashu, I have, but as Divyansh said, someday he would want me to have a talk. I'm holding all those. I'm continuously having experiences.
Yeah, don't talk.
Samir and Kush were close. Yeah, we'll try, and Amir, you start coming regularly, you'll figure out that there's so many avenues to share these kind of thoughts. But if there's something burning which you think is completely related and in line, feel free to share with the group. But others also, please. Any comments, questions here for Divyansh?
Why questions, dude? This is not a press conference, man.
हाँ, नहीं होते ना क्वेश्चन कि जब तेरे को ये ड्रीम आया फॉर एग्जांपल, तो क्या तूने ऐसे कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड किया? अब जैसे घर पे मॉम वाज नॉट वेल फॉर ऑल दीज इयर्स, हाउ डिड यू टैकल इट? एनीथिंग कैन
I would like to talk about one particular dream, since nobody wanted to talk or question, because I think I was so clear in my speech or narration.
I have one thing to ask once you're done.
To me, अरे बाद में पूछ लेना, हमको वैसे ही आना है. अच्छा, पूछ ले.
No, for everyone else also.
अच्छा, okay, correct.
No. Which was your first ever dream, if you remember, with Swami? The first dream.
I don't remember the first dream, but I remember one dream where he just takes me this close and he's kissing me all over. One of the oldest dreams that I remember, Swami is kissing me all over. And I wake up and I tell Swami, Mama, Swami was kissing me all over. So yeah, this was very, very, very long back. I've seen, like, my mom has seen Swami in goggles, t-shirts, and shorts also, chilling with her. Like, those were the kind of dreams. Like, what Swami was very liberal in dreams, by the way. Very liberal in dreams.
But yeah, that is one thing ki Divyansh ke dreams bachpan se in the house, we all talk about. He gets long dreams and he remembers them. Amazing it is. I have rarely seen people like this. Even Swami's dreams you typically remember, but iske bahut lambe dreams hote the.
I still remember one of the aunties from the Sai Samiti only. I won't name, but I remember she told my mom, when my mom told one of the dreams to her, because meko ek raat pehle hi aaya tha. So she was listening to the dream and she's looking at me and she's listening to my mom and again looking at me in beach mein. And then she asks after the dream ends, "Oh, that's sweet, but I don't get such dreams. Do you get, Arushi?" And my mom was like, "Sometimes." And then she was not sure if I'm speaking the truth. but that's okay. I mean, that's the kind of vibe I gave as a kid because I was too notorious. But that's okay. I mean, all our dreams, whatever I would say, I would note. I mean, there was always a setup to the dreams, and the payoff saw me whenever he gave. As far as the payoff is concerned, it just happened in front of everyone. So my dreams were like literally Swami would always culminate. He would always give a closure, not just for me, but for almost everybody around me. Because he kind of knew that ये तो पागल हो जाएगा explain करते करते. It was like that.
Hmm. No, absolutely. And the thing is, Kush, if you remember, physically also you have had some experiences with Swami, but for example, very interestingly, the thing is, and this is how Swami's love comes in, and he makes everybody feel special. So, for example, I stayed in Parthi. Everybody knows every day, I could speak to Swami, see Swami, jo bhi hai. And then even when we used to get family interviews, so one family interview, Swami materialized everything for the family, didn't give anything to Divyansh. Everybody else got something, Divyansh didn't get it. Huh? And Swami was playing with him and saying he already has a chain, why should I give him a chain? Uski piche bhi ek backstory hai, but that is for another time. But that happened. And then one family interview, we had just come to Parthi. Swami called me, and then we were calling. Divyansh had gone outside to some store to eat something or something, and he missed it. Imagine missing an interview with Swami because you're outside Kulwanthal for some reason, and things like that have happened. But then he made sure he more than compensated him through his presence and individual, interactions like this. And only Swami knows what the.
I remember Isaac Tigret at that time. I was crying that I missed an interview at that time. Isaac Tigret came to me. He said, "Listen, if you really think that you missed an interview and it is your fault, you're wrong." He says, "Nothing happens in this world without a destiny which is written by Swami." So he said, "Trust me with this. I'm getting a strong gut feel, kid. He's gonna talk to you directly." I said, "No, no, dreams both are there." No, no, no. He said, "No dreams. Directly, he's gonna talk to you." And he did speak to me directly. I still remember हम थे पुट्टपर्थी में and I was part of a group, and then I went to him and then he spoke to me, and it was काफी personal what he spoke to me, which changed my life. Probably I don't know if I should be sharing or no. I'll hold as of now that
No,
particular information.
continue. I think that's an interesting one, which people will like.
But see, that is just a leela. That's not so. The whole I was told कि presence बताओ स्वामी का. तो स्वामी जब सामने है तो presence तो है ही ना. But when स्वामी physically is not there, वो presence बताना ज़्यादा important है. So, like for example, I'll give a very very important, interesting, because I was the first person to hear that dream from my mom. It was so bloody strong and I mean heart wrenching. I mean ऐसा हुआ था कि mama has been बोलते हैं ना कि अगर if there was a brand ambassador of truth in humans in around me, it was Arushi Pandit. In my surroundings, it was like that. Like she would, like for example, she would consider this to be a lie if Munira auntie is calling her, and if auntie is calling her, and if she sees, okay, I'm like, and she's talking to someone, she would बाद में बात करूंगी. She thinks it's a lie because I'm not letting her know. So she would receive the call and say, मुनीरा आंटी मैं कहीं पर हूँ, मैं बाद में बात करूंगी. मतलब मामा, you can tell her later that I was here. No, but it'll be a lie because I am living in lie that I know she's calling and I'm not telling her the truth. So she was that aware about her, her thing. इनफैक्ट अगर वो नहीं उठा पाती थी तो फोन करके पूरा डिटेल बताती थी कि मैंने फोन क्यों नहीं उठाया. एक लाइन में बोल सकती थी कि मैं busy थी, that's it. But no, she had the compulsion, she felt the need to explain that why she didn't pick up the phone call, because she felt I'll be lying otherwise. So once what happened, she we had a family get together, and कोई एक point हुआ जहाँ पर my mom said कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं हुआ था. उन्होंने किसी चीज को बोला ऐसा नहीं हुआ था because she doesn't remember that incident, not because she was lying. And by the time she said, okay, no, wait, I take my words back, I think I don't remember. Till then, some of the family members had already come to a conclusion, made a decision in their mind that she's lying. And she said, you're lying. And that came as a shock to mom. She's like, Mujhe, you're doubting my integrity, you're doubting me that I lied. उनको upset नहीं हुआ, but it just broke her heart कि after all these years, you still think that I can lie. एंड वो जो स्टेटमेंट आया था वो बहुत क्लोज इंसान से आया था. शी क्राइड saying that Swami, give me the strength ताकि मैं अपने आप को और better कर सकूं, ताकि मैं अपने आप को और अच्छे से express कर सकूं. She slept. She got a dream, and the first person she told this dream to was me, because my brother was studying there in Parthi, and of course Papa was at work. She said that, you know what, Swami gave me a dream, and she was crying, I mean, because she got up with her tears. She says that Swami took me outside the veranda, and I see everybody outside, friends, family, रिश्तेदार, दूर के रिश्तेदार, all of them, सब सामने खड़े हैं. एंड स्वामी बोलते हैं, तुमको पता है, ये सारे सच बोलते हैं और तुम और मैं सच में जीते हैं. एंड मम्मा का ड्रीम break हुआ, and she got up and she said, you know what, I got a certificate from Bhagwan. And the best thing, my personal takeaway is that, of course, one of the facts that Swami doesn't leave his devotees, his people means the world. Apart from that fact, very nicely, something to learn from that I need to mostly, but I get the kicks out of them. But yeah, so what Swami said, what Swami meant is, very subtly, he didn't make my mom ka dimag khatta or kharab. You know, he didn't say कि these people also lie, these people lie, but you speak the truth. No, Swami said ये सब सच बोलते हैं, उसमें कोई अच्छी बात है, but he wanted to make a statement. नहीं है, because without किसी को बुराई करके किसी की तारीफ करना, you know, that was my personal takeaway from that particular um, dream. But my mom's takeaway was a lot more than what I could take from that. And I took this as a takeaway I mean, only recently, because मैं बहुत छोटा था to have this kind of a maturity to understand that what is for whom. Because I'm sure if my mom is narrating a dream to me, and while Swami is showing his presence to her, I'm sure that dream is not only for my mom. Swami has a wider agenda. जिसको वो जाके वो ड्रीम बताएगी, Swami is reaching out to them through her, because Swami has always said that my devotees are nothing but me, because I am reaching out to people through my students, through my devotees, physically. Otherwise, so yes, there are so many unginat leelas, miracles, ways, you know, how he has reached out to people and how he has shown his presence. And since it is 7:20, I was told specifically by my brother कि यार सब कुछ 10 मिनट के पहले खत्म करना, because I want to culminate by talking to everyone. So yeah, thank you so much. मेरे पास बहुत कुछ है बोलने के लिए, मैं रात भर बात कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन I know discipline important है, and this is not my script session. So thank you so much.
The thing is we were thinking, Purush, we can conclude the session today with some Q&As and all that, but we just now some time back decided next time we'll probably pick up the Q&A, and also Kabir Bhaiya can share his he was sharing something. I think all of us missed it initially, but he was sharing some very rich experiences as well. So we will conclude it the next session, this whole topic. In a way, acha hai ki I think what it will be the 1st of May, I think, when we meet next. So yeah, we'll end it that time. So I think we have time. But yes, I mean, if there's nothing else, I'm sure you can continue. I think we all know about your, all know, some of us know about your skills and your talking ability, so we know it. But yes, I'll give it a pause 1 second. If anybody has anything, yeah, Kabir Bhaiya, please go ahead.
1st of May, I am not there. I've got my cousin's engagement.
Wow.
Okay. We'll figure out something. Don't worry, we'll figure out something. We'll take it. But okay. But yeah, anything on Divyansh's experiences? There are some comments here, obviously.
Yeah, I would just like to tell him that don't worry, all dreams are true. Even I'm a person who sees dreams, I think last 25, 26 years constantly, more than that, and 30 years. And each one has come out true. So each one. So don't worry, whatever anybody may say, if any doubt.
No, thank you. I always had this doubt.
Completely.
आज आपने clear कर दिया. Thank you so much.
No, it's been happening so strong that sometimes it's happened with me also. When the only time I met Baba, I'm not a Sai student. I have never been in the circle at all. And the only time I met him in Puttaparthi is thanks to Munira auntie. She took a letter to Baba.
Oh, she's
and he hated it.
she's goddess.
Yeah, so she that happened, and Baba told me in the dream when he came to Dharmashetra, this birth not so close. He showed me that he's with all other students, and he behaved exactly the same way. He was alone with me in the room, but he never spoke to me, and he never allowed me near him. But anyway, so all dreams are true. So there is no doubt about it. But fantastic experiences, just fantastic, and great. Would want to know more.
In
Thank you,
fact,
Pradeep ji. Thank you so much.
Kushu, Kabir bhaiya was saying this because you mentioned starting में कि some pieces true है नहीं है, but I have shared with the group many times previously, and even you were there at an interview in which
Yeah, there was an interview. 1 minute. Yeah, Kabir Bhaiya, right? Or should I say Kabir sir? Sorry.
अरे नहीं बाबा कबीर यार कबीर भैया is okay, Kabir is okay.
Okay. Kabir Bhaiya. No, so there was a very interesting. In fact, Bhaiya just while he was saying it reminded me of one very interesting interview in real with Swami. I was there, my brother was there, my entire family was there, and Swami को किसी ने पूछा, Swami, are you really come in interviews? क्या आप ही हो जो इंटरव्यू में आते हो?
मैंने पूछा था,
You mean dream?
पापा ने पूछा था कि आप
मैंने इंटरव्यू में पूछा था डायरेक्ट.
my dad अच्छा पापा is also here. आवाज से पहचान लिया मैंने. He's got this Ravi Shastri heavy voice. Anyway, so I was like,
Do you come in dreams, Kushu, not interviews? Yes.
do you come in dreams? आप ड्रीम में क्या ड्रीम में आप ही हो जो आते हो? तो Swami looked at my mom, his wife, and he was like, ask your wife. I came in a dream day before yesterday, you know, and my mom had of course shared that dream with us, and we all kind of cried at that time because we were sitting in front of Bhagwan, and he was just displaying his वो बोलते हैं ना कि अपना विजिटिंग कार्ड फेंक रहे ऐसे कट 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 करके अपनी लीला बता के ले करके ना by just luring us with his amazing skills of miracles and such amazing things. He's like ठीक है, and after a point of time वो सब बंद कर देते हैं. ठीक है, मिरेकल से अभी समझ गया ना मैं भगवान, अभी सुन मेरी बात. After a point of time he's like, you listen to me what I'm saying, now follow me. Enough of you you know getting happy ki, oh my god I'm so big, I'm so great, now follow what I'm trying to say and become. And don't forget your ultimate aim in your life, that is to realize who you are, that I know that you don't know. There's no difference between you and me. So yeah, you are right. I'd forgotten about this.
नहीं, that's fine. And बिंदु भैया का भी comment है उधर कि कुशु splendid innings. बिंदु भैया आप हो यहाँ पे, if you want to say, you can say it yourself rather than read it out. कि in Sai for Sai, as you watch him play for you from non-striker and amazing saga of divine love. Like I mean, Minu auntie is saying would love to hear more someday. So I'm sure people have loved your. प्रतिभा आंटी आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हो?
मैं ये बोलना चाह रही हूँ कि ड्रीम्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. स्वामी का वेल से ही ड्रीम होता है, मैं इसलिए बोल सकती हूँ बिकॉज आई वाज क्योर्ड ऑफ 2 diseases in dream the next morning only. The first one is that immediately after marriage I had one problem, that is piles. It's supposed to be very, very painful, very bothersome. And I remember praying Swami ki, you know, शादी के बाद कैसे you start praying. Swami तो closest होते हैं. वह जब आप माँ के लैब से निकलते हो, शादी के बाद जब दूसरे घर जाते हो, कौन किसको लेके जाते हो? वही स्वामी के लैब में रहते हो. तो ये more and more I was praying and I was suffering through lot. I was going through a lot. 2 प्रॉब्लम थी, एक तो पाइल्स की and secondly I was very allergic. तो गुवाहाटी में I was in Guwahati and I was sneezing continuously. और मैं इतना परेशान हो जाती थी शाम तक exhausted. फिर काम कैसे करूं, क्या कैसे करूं? I remember praying स्वामी यहाँ को, स्वामी आप ही सुन सकते हो, आप ही कर सकते हो, बहुत खराब लगता है, लाज आता है. You know, this was the language I used to always use, स्वामी को मदर जैसा. Then स्वामी का ड्रीम होता है एक रात में and स्वामी is saying you are suffering because of piles. No piles from tomorrow. You will be absolutely fine. हमने स्वामी एलर्जी से बहुत तकलीफ है. बोले एलर्जी अपने लाइफ में डिसिप्लिन लो and you'll be able to control that allergic problem. You won't believe next day से piles खत्म. स्वामी ने ऑपरेशन किया कि वो उनके वो जाने पूरा खत्म. There was no problem, absolutely no complaint till date. Wow. And secondly, allergic problem, मैं ये बोल रही हूँ, allergic problem, मैं उसके बाद जब I started doing yoga and all that, I brought discipline completely. मेरे को सब लोग बोलते थे कि कुछ ज्यादा ही ले आए, but and ये स्वामी का था, discipline लाए, and you won't be able to believe मैं पूरा कंट्रोल में आ गया जी, like everything I could take Balvikas, everything I was perfectly fine. आज मैं खड़ी हूँ, so many experience. Vision में स्वामी ने एक जेल लगा के मुझे पूरा ठीक किया था. When that coughing, you know, you call it whooping cough, like it never used to stop. स्वामी ने ऐसे जेल लगाया, green blue color, and the next moment it was gone.
Wow.
तो ये मैं आरुषि को सब बताई थी, और कुशु का सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि कुशु का शुरू के इनिशियल सारे कुछ मैं आरुषि के मुंह से सुनी हुई थी.
Auntie, you introduced me as Divyansh. अब वो सोचेंगे सबकी कुश कौन है?
यही दिव्यांश है जो अभी अभी बोला.
जो अभी बोला.
अच्छा, Bindu bhaiya has raised his hand for a while.
Yeah. He's so amazing. Bindu bhaiya is the best.
Sairam. I have nothing much to add. I'm really mesmerized by the IPL में क्या inning होगा जो भगवान ने inning खेला है अपना खुशू भाई के साथ. I mean, so amazing. And coming to the dream part, you're absolutely right, brother. You know, we think this life is real, but Swami says this is dream, right? What we are living. And it's coming in the. I'll just share part of it because you get, Kushu's talk has inspired and brought us back to the dreamland where Swami used to come appear. Ma ek baar collapse kar gayi thi. My mother had collapsed, right? Heart attack. She had innumerable one when Bhagwan brought her back. But this particular case, 1995, kitchen mein she was standing, she collapsed in front of her eyes. And Bhaiya has been treating. So Bhaiya said, pray karo because sorbitate kuch diya. And he said, it's difficult. And we were crying, me and my sister, she's here. And crying करते करते मैं सोया तो स्वामी ड्रीम में आए. स्वामी बोले क्यों घबराता, तुम त्र्यंबकम मंत्र करो. उन्होंने फॉर्मूला दी. You see how he makes you go through the karma also, giving you the advice. So मुसाफिर भी वो है, मार्ग भी वही है, मंजिल भी वही है. And next morning when he got up, we started doing the त्र्यंबकम mantra non-stop, brother, which normally is said when people pass away, you do it. But हमने त्र्यंबकम mantra किया, and from nowhere she got back into the into her.
Wow.
So, yes.
Baby, you remember that? I shared that.
अरे यहाँ तो बेबी मत बोलो. स्वामी ने माँ को खुद भी ड्रीम में आके बोला था त्र्यंबकम करना.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I clearly remember. So these things happen. Plus, or we dream sky. But I think let's still soak in into what Kushu has shared. And so amazing. Your whole family has been such a beacon. We are lucky that we could come in touch, and Bhagwan brought us together to Arushi ji, to brother Deepak, और आप सब लोग के लिए. क्योंकि इतना प्यार, और क्या प्यार फैलता है, infectious है. जैसे जैसे आप लोग से मिलता गया, वो बढ़ता गया और फैलता गया. We love this journey that you have shared, and we hope to
share करो उतना बढ़ता है multiple times.
Bindu bhaiya, I must say that it is so inspiring. I mean, you are generally so inspiring, and this is so cool that my talk is being ended by someone like you, who I look up to so much when it comes to expressing something. So you are like the Bachchan of talking, like So thank you so much for ending it like this.
Yeah, maybe Bachchan or Bachchan Pandit, we don't know, but we are on the same boat.
No, you are Bachchan. You are Bachchan.
Today morning in the Singapore study class, उसने Christ का बोला क्या? When you cry for your East Devta, then that is Christ. हम बोले वाह, wordplay. That was the wordplay of Bindu bhaiya. Today morning in the study.
When you cry for East, you become Christ because you find so much that you and God become one. So you become Christ. Anyway, Sairam.
But that's actually a very good note to probably end the discussion on, because we have been talking about how if you cry to Swami Devta, he always comes to rescue. He shows his presence, he shows his love. So very, very nice note. We are already out of time, but very quick check. किसी के पास any final questions before we close?
आमिर पूछ ले आमिर.
Just a thank you to Bindu bhaiya for that dialogue. मुसाफिर भी वही है, मार्ग भी वही है, मंजिल भी वही है. It's a dialogue.
Yeah, you can use it in the book.
That's why.
Amir, did you want to ask a question or you want to keep it for next time?
I'll keep it for next time. It's a very conceptual level question. It will sound
पूछ ले bro, पूछ ले. नहीं पूछ ले. We'll cut it short. पूछ le.
Okay, so lot of experienced people out here, so just putting it across randomly, anyone can answer this. What I have as a question is that, okay, we've been brought up, learning the fact that there is Allah and there is God, and He is the one who designs the universe and everything. I am extremely secular, very open to receiving and stuff, so you can give me a very honest answer. When I hear statements like, Swami has written a destiny, so are we referring him as that ultimate power God who manifested himself in the form of a human on earth? Or are we saying that Swami himself has connected himself with God so strongly that he is able to change and, amend destinies? What are the two things that we are looking at?
First off, correct, Tadera.
But yeah, I think
session is over.
I'll be quiet. There are other people who want to, if they want to address this first.
Siddharth Bhaiya, would you want to answer this, Siddharth Bhaiya?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a question about dreams, it's a question about Swami himself. So yeah, that feel free to address it. We haven't heard from you today, so yes, please.
I have spoken so much that I thought today is a good time where I can peacefully listen to everything. So it was good for a change to be quiet. And sometimes quietness is important. So since you asked this question, and since other people can address this question in their own manner, but my personal experience on this is he himself is the incarnation of
Shiva.
You can say Shiva, you can say Vishnu, you can say Allah, you can say Christ, pick any God. He's you can say all the divine masters encompassed, folded into one. Because he has worked for every religion. On a gross level, he has worked for every religion. If you get chance, if you have visited Puttaparthi, or if you get a chance to visit Puttaparthi, or you read about him, he had built a mosque in Puttaparthi for all the Muslims. I think one of the years we even celebrated Eid. I think it's a golden period right now. We're going through a very holy and auspicious month of Ramadan. And we had also celebrated Eid in that same ashram where he gives darshan. And many occasions, same God, basically Nirakari Allah. Ultimately, that is a reality. It's like a one father. You may call him father, you may call him dad, you may call him papa, you may call him papa, you may call him different names, but he's ultimately the same father. And at different occasions, I think all of us would have got that experience that he has revealed that identity of himself, of being the ultimate. So he doesn't need to connect to somebody. He himself is that all-pervading, consciousness, or that Nirakari Allah who has come down to the base for us, is descended for us so that we can connect back to him on the higher levels. That is what I would like to say. And there are multiple experiences on this. Some people have also seen him as Dattatreya, which is unity of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, as Hinduism calls him. Dattatreya. Some people have got the experiences when you pray to Allah and then he has responded. One experience I still remember when there was a set of Japanese who were mourning on 5th of August when that Hiroshima Nagasaki bomb happened, and that was the anniversary day. And the Swami was extremely down and upset. He showed his upsetness in Puttaparthi, and students who were sitting around him asked him what happened. And he said, my children are praying in Japan. Now they were praying to some god somewhere, but it reached him.
Oh, he did not know that they are praying out there. He sensed it sitting in Parthi.
Yeah, so that's why. So that's his quality of omnipresence. He may sit anywhere.
They must be. What he's trying to say is that they in Japan must be praying to God, whatever God they are praying.
Whatever God it is.
But it's reaching to Swami here, and he's like, they are praying to me.
I think this is where I think I've got my answer with this punctuation. Yeah.
And then just to conclude this, Swami has always told us, and you will read in many more books about him, that he always said, I've never come to, disturb any religion. If you are a Hindu, be a good Hindu. If you are a Muslim, be a good Muslim. If you are a Christian, be a good Christian. If you are a good human being, you pray to anybody who is whichever God who is very close to your heart, it ultimately reaches him. So he may come and manifest in the form which you like most and answer your prayers. But if you come to Swami per se, because most of us have got direct experience with him, he has revealed in many more forums that people, whichever God you pray, it reaches him. And that's why personally, if I have to answer that question, he is that ultimate who has come down to this gross level for us so that we can build that relationship with him.
In fact, I was in Puttaparthi. In fact, once Swami in his discourse, Swami said this, that Ramas and Krishnas have come, that cycle has come thousand lakhs of times, or everything, you all have come lakhs of times, but Shirdi Sai Satya Sai Prem Sai, this trilogy has come only once and it will never come again. And Satya Sai Avatar happens to be the strongest and the most powerful avatar of the three. So, yeah.
There are a lot of divine masters who have spoken about Swami also. Like Aurobindo, I think on 24th of November, a day after Swami's birth in 1926, he was in his meditation and actually conversing with his disciples, Aurobindo, the famous saint, and he actually exclaimed saying that, the Krishna has come again. On the very next day of Swami's birth, he exclaimed and he said, Krishna has come again. So that was his version. Then there is Anand Mahima. I don't know how many of you know him, her. Anand Mahima is a very famous saint, Bengali saint.
If you Google, you will know her by her face. You will recognize her.
So she is no more. I mean, long back she left her body, but a lot of her disciples kept asking, who is Satya Sai Baba? And this was in 50s and 60s when Swami was hardly 20-25 years of age. And she never answered till the final moment when one disciple compelled her to open her mouth and say, well, who is Satya Sai Baba? And that time she said this, and it's a recorded event, that's why I'm sharing here. That time she said this, since you have been asking me, I will answer only once and don't ask me again. Because he is beyond my words. And she says, such an avatar will not come again in 60 centuries, minimum 60 centuries. And that is like 6,000 years for us. So, I mean, it's eternity. Just to quote 60 centuries, basically eternity. It's a one in a, thousands of years you get such a kind of avatar whom you could very easily relate to. So, because Krishna, Rama and all those people came and they were recognized as avatar after they had left their body. It is only in Satya Sai Baba's time when he was physically present, people could recognize and relate with him that he is an avatar himself.
Wow, very, very well put. I think, so in one line, Swami is nothing but God in human form.
Yeah, avatar. Yeah, true.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you so much, Siddharth Bhaiya, for this answer.
May I say something?
Yes, Muniranti, please, of course.
See, I asked Swami directly, Baba, we are Muslims. We are told not to bow down before human beings. And we are bowing down to you. So he said, Tum namaz padta hai? I said, yes, I pray namaz. To whom do you bow down? I said, I bow down to Allah. Where is Allah? I said, He's everywhere. There you've given your answer. Why are you thinking about my body? I am everywhere. This is the answer he directly gave.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Perfect answer for a perfect session. But yes, we are already out of time, and Amir, you were very close with Divyansh and all of us, so we can obviously.
Yeah, of course. No, but I've got my answer very well, very, very detailed from Siddharth also. Thank you so much, Muniranti.
Welcome.
All right, Sairam, everyone. So we'll close the session with Samastaloka. But again, thank you for everybody for your participation. I don't want to say special thanks to Kush because hopefully he can join us again later. But thank you everybody for your participation.
See, Auntie, this is how you introduce or see off. Pratibha Auntie made it so formal. See, Auntie, this is how you should do.
Sure, perfect. All right, everybody. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Right, Sairam, everyone.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam.